The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can read-taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. Okay, this is going to be chapter, what I got, I don't know. Anyways, I want to go over what I did on the last video. To show you this is the format, the 3-verse format. And what was unique about the last chapter were these words right here. And he is reading to the king. And it talks about the style of the writing that they wrote in. And you can see how mine are in columns. And this here's the text that says, after Micah had read 3 or 4 columns. So now you know that these are truly mentioned even in the Jeremiah's text, that they wrote in columns. And when you see this like this, you can see that it is a column, okay? So I just thought that was unique to show, and I wanted to make sure that you've seen that. And then I will start editing Jeremiah 37. Now, for those that are new here, I got to introduce you to Jeremiah. Let me see here. Okay, Jeremiah is a prophet, and he appears in by the dates that they've given me or given us in about the 10th year here of this king. So there'll be 3 kings that'll be mentioned back and forth. I think we're done with Josiah because we're getting to chapter 37 to where a lot of it's going to be referring to these 2 kings. So and then that's the end of Babylon, and they'll go into captivity, and this prophet Jeremiah is going to remain on the land. And we already have text of him sending a, a letter, I guess, saying that our Creator is going to return them. So that's the last message Jeremiah has for those that are in captivity, or are now known as exiles. I get rid of the extra text here to make it easier for us to read the text. This is a good king, and I showed you he was there. And really I have to edit almost every time they mention this or use these words, because we don't know how many sons he had. So a son from Josiah. Now see, this is wrong. He was the king, so made him king of Judah, and replaced him as king, placed the son. So this is a flat out lie. Okay. So I got to get rid of this. Okay, now let me show you something here that maybe got a little too fast. If this and got rid of this text. Was made king. Now, I don't think we have any really story of how he was made king. And it would have to be for the, not land, but nation. Judah. And I have a way of telling everybody that when they're reading the text, I really try to put forth an effort to control the subject by saying this is the Judah when they're bad. As you can see, these letters are in small caps. If they're in large caps, that means the nation Judah would have been a good nation at that time. That means unto our Creator. So he was made first person writer, needs to add our king for the nation Judah. Now this is a first because see, I have it as his son. So because we don't know what happens to this guy, we just know he is the king so far. So but the text is saying this right now. Okay. And that is a 4-verse format, by the way. Okay. But neither he nor his servants nor the people of the land listen to the words from YV. Listen to YV. Nor his, it had to be advisors. Okay. A king has advisors. He doesn't have servants. Servants aren't as important as a people, so let's. But neither he, and I'm going to use the word or, his advisors, nor the, I'm going to put Jews. Jews are those that are named, example. This is very important, so I got to go over it. When Israel was gone, and now this is like 100 years later, at some point in there, they referred to themselves as Judeans, okay? And then those that went away from our Creator, I'm calling them as Jews. And that sums up mankind and sums up the unbelievers, okay? So the Jews, nor the Jews in our nation listen to YV. Now it went from, now if it's a 3-verse, let me take a look at this again. He was made king and reigned as king in place of this guy. This is the only time I can remember his name being mentioned right now. Reigned as king. A son from Jehovah. Okay, so this really isn't needed, I guess. Okay. I guess that might be the 4th verse of what I'm looking for. As he reigned as king. Oh. reigning as king. And I'd have to get rid of the word but, neither his or his advisors. If I make this the subject here and say I keep that, get rid of this, now I have a 4-verse grouping, but I'm using this and this, him as a subject, because the way it's being said here, nor his advisors. Then get rid of nor here, nor the Jews in our nation listen to YV. Okay. Yeah, I don't need the word but that becomes a 4-verse format then. We don't have many 4-verse formats. And this is just stuck out there. We already know if he's not listening, we know that Jeremiah is the prophet at this time. There is no other prophet at this time. Isaiah is the last prophet before him, but in Isaiah's time there was other prophets. King Ezekiel sent this guy. We don't care about this. Don't need that. But if I do that, that's 2-3 verses. So don't need this word either. King Zedek sent this guy and this guy. Now this, I remember putting an F in here and getting rid of this. So where was he mentioned at? Because I think he's a scribe. Okay, I gotta go look for him. Well, let me see if it's a full word. Let me try the full word. Zepham. Okay, it's showing up that it's not there. So it must be spelled with maybe a different first letter. Okay. Now all the priests were corrupt, so he wouldn't have honored this. So, and at this time, his advisors are against him. Well, when I said advisors are against him, I have to go back to the last chapter. His king and advisors who heard prophecy were not afraid of them. Okay, so that text, I'm confusing myself by editing the text early in the morning and then thinking I can divide it in my head. So it can't be, he still can't be a priest, or they can't be priests. I'm going to make them guards. And put his guards here, his guards sent to Jeremiah, saying, well, that's a 4-verse, that's a 4-verse, but I got a 3-verse and a 3-verse. No matter how I do this sounds reasonable. Ask them, please, that might not be so reasonable. But then I would still need to Jeremiah, our prophet, saying, please. But this, it's not pray, I don't think. But that's a 3-verse, and that's the 3-verse. Now, this verse could be taken out to make a 3-verse. And if I take out a son from Josiah, and this would be one of the sons from Jeroboam, so I will do that. I will say that is not needed. And this is not needed, so now that becomes a 3-verse, that becomes a 3-verse, that's a 3-verse, that's 3-verse. But these two go together. Whoops. So I need to put like a space here to show that that's divided. This just helps me when I'm editing if I got to look for a group or not. These two seem to be, because being sent and 2, that connects those two together. Now Jeremiah was still coming in and going out among the people. For they had not put him in prison. They had not yet put him in the prison. And it's not really a prison. This is going to be in the king's courtyard. I think now that we're going to have a where his guards stay. And that's where they're going to put him. The king is going to put him in that guard room. Well, Pharaoh's army has set out from Egypt. This is not true. They lifted the siege of Jerusalem. Well, that's wrong. But if he's in the guardhouse, the guards would say, on our behalf. And then this is so far away from everything that this is not making sense. There's no story of what he's saying here. And no conversation with Jeremiah. They sent him to him, he's saying, but where's Jeremiah's talking? And this, if I put it like this, because it's the two words together, and not put them, and then make it put him in the prison. This is not making sense. Now, Jeremiah, this would be, was among the people. Now, why would they go back and why would they specifically mention not yet? This to me sounds like it's being added, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Now we have a different subject here. Came to Jeremiah. We know he's a prophet. So that can be put up here. And, well, he's going to talk to him in his head. So that's what words from YHVH came to Jeremiah means. This I don't see is good enough. So let me put that back up here. This I've got to say something's wrong here. And I'm going to say this. You are to say, now I have to have the word saying brought from here all the way down here. And I got to say I'm adding this, so like that. You are to say to the king, boy, / 4 Judah. Here to say to the king of Judah. This might be changed to prophecy, so I need this as a reminder to. Okay. Whom you sent to me to inquire of me. Now this goes to the story I got rid of. And this went, I had a 4 verse. Made it a 3 verse. This is not true, so this is what they're talking about. But no, they're talking about here, so that's a 3 verse. And I'm thinking this is going to be a different king that's going to ask him this. Because the only time, I don't think, I'm pretty sure Egyptian army didn't come here. And actually, when you're looking for different text in the Bible, different kinds of text where they say Aramaic, you watch my Daniel videos, I think it's chapter about 6, that I start showing you what text is actually written in Aramaic. But the word Pharaoh is a Greek word. So this has to be added into the manuscripts. So this should be, because they called them kings for Egypt, not pharaohs. Greek was to more define the ancient lineage of kings as a special kingdom, I guess. To the king of Judah, who sent you to me to inquire, to ask me. To the king of Judah, who sent you to me, ask me. Has come out for, because remember I said the text was missing up above, that we didn't have the conversation. Well, if this is the conversation, then it's asking for his assistance, asking for my help, not your help. Oops. Sent you to me to ask. Um, another one which has come out for my help. Okay, now I can't. I'm tried. I really did. You can't see how my little tiny mind's spinning around, but this now has to have words from here to here. That means something. So my help has to ask me for my help to turn them and this would be, if I got it right, my help to return them back home is what it is, not to their own land, Egypt. But that's just wrong. This would be asking about the Babylonians' army. To send them. I'm going to have to use the stupid words here, return them. Okay. And also the Chaldeans to return. Now this I've got 1, 2, 3. But they, talking about the ones that are being sent away, but they will or against against this has to be not this city. They got to include all of them. They're coming down to conquer the land, so this city is not. He's asked them to return all of them. So, but they're down here, so to overtake these cities. So this would be. They will war against many cities. And capture them and burn. If I don't use this, say that this is down here. Burn them with fire. Now I gotta have war against them. And because he's asking, it's the king owns the cities pretty much as a king, so I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna get rid of this now. His cities war against his cities and capture them. War against his cities and capture them, then burn them with fire. I need the word then here. That's still a 3 verse. Now his advisors are the ones telling him that they're not going to be there. And it's not the Chaldean. Chaldeans are small forces within the army. What they did was they made an agreement with the nation of Chaldeans, and when they said they had joined forces, now they're coming down to act for war. You just don't send them out on their own. You would mingle their fighters among them. So there would be a force of Chaldeans, but the Chaldeans are not the ones surrounding just the city of Jerusalem, because the commanders from Babylon are in control and giving out the commands of what to do. So I'm, and now the word also that's really weird is yourselves. Do not deceive yourself, saying the Babylonians will surely go away from us. Okay, this needs to be taken out. Do not deceive yourself. This has to be Babylonians. I'll do a quick spell check. AI. Yep. How am I spelling that wrong? Oh, it's with a capital letter. No. I will add that then. No. Okay. Will go away from us. But this style, this writer isn't as good. Definitely. I can tell you that right now. No, not leave, not go leave. not deceive yourself, saying the Babylonians will surely go from us. See how those three go together, and then added this at the end, that it's not really a smooth connection. Okay. For even if you had defeated the entire army of Chaldeans, who were fighting against you, only one would, and among them each man in his tent would rise up and burn the city with fire. I don't think our creator would say that. He's more in control of everything than the guy that wrote that. Thanks. Okay, so now we have a different subject here. Well, I didn't read far enough. This is not true. Now, here's the story. When Jeremiah is, okay, I got to tell you something. I know the stories real well, and some guy is going to hear Jeremiah talking or prophesying, heralding the prophecy, and he doesn't like it. I think he's like, either he's a priest or he's the guard for the priest, and he's going to lock him in to his house that's close by. No, he's going to put him in, what are those things called? Where you put your head in your arms and then they put it over a piece of wood over you to lock you in. I can't think of the name right now. Anyways, he puts him in that, and then after he releases him, there's a conversation between them. And this is where this is saying that Jeremiah is going to go. Now, he bought property from his uncle, but this is supposed to be after. This deed is good for after the land. Now, he's not going to need to take possession of the land. It's known as the right of redemption, of him having the ownership to come back after everybody is gone and they don't know whose property is whose property. This deed or this paperwork proves that he is the owner. So he wouldn't take possession of it because they know whose it is. So that's not true. I don't think this. Jeremiah. I want to say was leaving. Yeah, I'm going to put it in there. Was leaving Jerusalem to go to the land And this I have to put as a capital L because it's talking about the promised land. And it's Benjamin's, like this. Now, Benjamin doesn't have a gate, okay? That's not true. While he is at the gate, that means the entrance gate and exit gate from Jerusalem, okay? A captain of the guards whoops, arrested Jeremiah, saying, you are leaving to go to the enemy. Now, see, means that this can't be. They know they're coming. They haven't. The land of Israel is really sparsely with not that many people. But Israel or the kingdom of Judah was kind of like, okay, guardian over them. But since they were all taken into captivity, there's not many of them. So I can see that the army of Babylon has come down and they're there, but they aren't approaching Jerusalem yet. Okay, so he was going to go into the land of Benjamin. Now, I guess I should at least show a map so people are understanding what I'm trying to put into my little head. Now, this is the nation Israel, and then from here up, and then Judah and Simon are down here. But when we look at this area, which is known as Benjamin's, Jerusalem is right here. So leaving out that gate to go to this area, being that it's close, he might have lived in Benjamin because his uncle's from, so yes, if his uncle is, then they're all together there. If it's described as uncle, yeah, so it means that he come from Benjamin and he was just going home. But the Chaldeans and everybody, you're going to have to sit there and kind of like say that somewhere they were starting to come down in this area, and these guys were just preventing to go and then just keep going. Okay, now that's the way I'm seeing how this story, or where I would place this in order. Okay. in Jeremiah told him he is lying. Lying, or I'm not going, or for I'm not leaving. I got that word here. We should have copied all of it. To go to the enemy. But he would not listen to him. No, it means he didn't arrest him yet. See here, Captain of the Guards stopped Jeremiah. No, he hasn't got him yet. Stopped Jeremiah. And he would have to be asking him, because he can't arrest him yet. And I'm seeing here I've got something wrong, because I've got only 1, 2 here. The Captain of the Guards stopped Jeremiah. They are leaving to go over. Okay, I see. I got it. Here's his name. So if I say this, his name was this. That would have been 2. This would have been 2. Now arrested him. And arrested. Well, this here name can be put right here. Not yet, but have to say but. So this and this. Oops. This and this. I can get rid of that. would not, did not. He did not. Not listen to him. And arrested Jeremiah and brought him to. Now, who's he going to go to? Okay, now this, okay, hey, the story is where he's going to be put, this has to be jailed him. In a house. And the word house here means more than one person. I mean, not just a group like a family group. A house would have to have servants and the field or providers, many servants, I guess I could just say that. Put him in a house. Or now here's the thing. I know the name Jonathan is going to be hooked to David. King Saul's son is known as Jonathan, and he is going to make friends with David. So I can't have him here. And so this guy's name. This is, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Been a while since I've gotten stood up. I've been sitting too long today. So let me get the mic a little bit closer here. They brought him to. Who would be? They'd have to take him to the king's guards. The officials, his advisors to the king. To who? Who are these that would have the authority? How about if they took him to the judges to make the call? Brought him to. But that would mean this would be one person that he's bringing him to. And that would mean I'd have to do a judge for him to be able to act. a judge. Whoops. Get all this. Then, do need this. Then that. Then that. Then that judge was is not angry at Jeremiah. I guess angry. Then that judge, not this, hated Jeremiah. Because it sounds like he hated Jeremiah and had him beaten, beaten, and put. I gotta end it with put. Then I gotta take the word and here. I gotta put or in. Now that's a 3 verse. Then that judge hated Jeremiah and had him beaten and put. So that means that this has to be a group here. And I got that wrong then. Then it means that this here needs a second verse. Had him the word jailed takes care of the word put. Okay. Now that would mean well, let me put it up here just to see what's going on. Had him beaten and jailed. Now, since I had this is needed. And the house and house with. Okay, so he's got another guy in prison. Not for, with. So, and it says they made it into a prison, so it's a house, and this guy is there as well. In the house with Jonah. Jonah. Not which, where. Guess where is needed, or they had made it like a prison with guards. Because this is where he's at when he's able to have his uncle walk right up to him and talk to him. Where he can sit there and have money on him. And so it has to be like a prison with guards. Yeah. Now they're going to say there's a dungeon in this place. Okay. And a vaulted ceiling. I can't use that. And Jeremy stayed there many days. Guards. Now they already got him taken. Whoops, I don't need this here. Where they had made it like a prison with guards. And put Jeremiah there. Nope. How do I get this? And Jeremiah stayed. Yeah, this has to be not, I don't need this word. And Jeremiah stayed many days. Jeremiah was placed. No, Jeremiah was there. And Jeremiah stayed many days. I want to see, or no, he's jailed. He's there. And Jeremiah was fed, for Jeremiah stayed many days. And Jeremiah it has to be something better than this. Jeremiah was fed For Jeremiah stayed many days. That's the only thing I can think of. This word fed, I'm trying to think here. But then that does make that a 2 group. And this makes that a 2 group. It has to be not now, but then. This has to be out. And then Zedek sent for him by taking him out into his now that would stay with a 3-verse format, but I'm trying to see. King asked him, is there okay, so then Zedek sent, this has to be summoned. And now this home has to be for the advisors. If the advisors are going to take them back, and then they're going to, let me look down here a little bit farther to see what they're going to do, because here they're trying to take them back to just a house. And no, that's not good either. Then Zedek summoned I have to put the word Jeremiah there. It's not working otherwise. And they took him to the king. It's got to be king. I was going to say house, but that's not working. If I put the word king in there, he summoned them. They got to bring him to the king. Summoned Jeremiah, and they they brought him. And we know it would be the king's guards that went to get him. Okay. Now the king asked him, He didn't do this in secret. Ask him. Is there any word? Is there any? Is there? Yeah, I gotta say any words from Y, because it's got to be a 3 verse. So, is there any words? No, not is, was. Uh, uh, is, was. For me. He's got to be asked him a question, although, yeah, because he's going to tell him, he's going, okay, I got that right then. Summon him. Now we got to have another break here that these two, something's got to happen here. And Jeremiah replied, not said, replied, or answered. But no, answer was be said that. Yeah, so it has to be answered. Jeremiah answered. He'll be given into the hands of the king for Babylon. So that is partially his answer. So it would almost be like, but that, I could tell you, this writer drives me nuts. They aren't as smoothly going together. And then this would be our Creator's words. That's not moreover. It would have to be then. Jeremiah, how do they say or ask Zedek here? Then Jeremiah, what? This sin is being used wrong. This would be wrong. This is wrong. What have you against me? Now I don't like the word what. But why? Why are you against me? Question mark. Now this means it wasn't a judge that he was sent to. So how does he get this? How is this done? Or against? This. Well, am I getting messages all over the place? Every 2 minutes now they're popping up. So if I don't look, I'll probably get kicked off of YouTube here. So why are you against me? That you have put me in. Now this is here is this is that the if this statement is true, but I'm reading this and I'm not getting it. Why have they put me in lockup? A lockup. Why'd they put me in a house? And then this would kind of go with this. But he wasn't locked up for. The guard claimed he was going to Babylon and then going to the enemy. Why have you put me in? Because that's not a prison. Did this story change on me? I got like a prison with guards. So it's not. Yeah, they had made it like a prison. So with guards. But it's not the judge now. So, or how do I add the word judge down here? Why are you against? Then Jeremiah asked Zedek, Well, why did the judge do this? Now, this is almost like they're locked him up for what he prophesied. And remember, I told you he was put in stocks. They called the stocks stockade, I guess. So that is almost like putting these two stories together. Why was I judged for prison? See, this story is not. What can he be relating this? Because now he's there for many days. The king hears he's there, but he wants to talk to him. And he was put there because he was, what was it, leaving to go to the enemy. And that's worthy of being locked up, according to the judge, because he knows they're coming and they ain't there yet. But was he put in the guard's house where there would have been other guards? Or he would have took him to the head guard. Why are they against me? That you, why are they against me? Let me try that. Why are they against me? And and put me under guard. Is there such a thing as one word here? Nope, two. Why are they against me? And put me I'm going to have to use this. This is one of the rare, very rare times I got to use two words that I can't think of one word. Um, yeah, that's, I just thought like what a car does, impound a car. No, put me under guard. Now, see, this is where I was really got confused because this is not for what he said. So let me do this. I've got to say that story above there is different than this story here. Definitely. So it's like the story that he was to go where he's caught at the gate is not going to be the true story. I don't think I'm going to be able to edit that until I look at 6 chapters before where I know that that's at. So this text here is telling me this is completely different. Where are your seers? Question mark. Who prophesied to you the king for Babylon and that seems like that's going to be the last sentence, and then this of a 4-verse group. Who prophesied to you the king for Babylon will not come against you. That's a 4-verse. Well, you can't be against the land. So that's what's going on here. Who prophesied to you the king for Babylon will not come up against you, meaning all his nation, his land, his people. That's what kings are. King, the definition of a king. Now, this doesn't make any sense. Do not return me. See, this is, we know that this is wrong. Know that this I need changed. With. And I might have that word wrong, so. Because this guy would have to be known by the king to be able to say that. If he's not, then it's kind of like I'm being locked up with this other guy. Not maybe. Or they might kill me there. May not die. Or I might die by them. Who the guards is what he's saying might beat him to death. But the word there isn't here. But this is now this group right here is taken from another place completely. Then Jeremiah said, why are they against me and put me under guard? Please listen to me, my Lord and King. And if I do this, I got to take this and go up here and say, what happens if I stick it here? And put me under guard. Please listen to me, my Lord and King. Okay, now that might work. Please. But it's not his petition. He didn't call for him. He was summoned. Now he's asking him about the house that he's under guard. So this is not needed. Yeah, here, this is all that's needed. Do not make me return to the house with Jonah, for I might die by them. The house for Jonah, and might not die by him. If I put him here, then I have to have 4 here. And then go up here. Where is it that they throw? Okay, here. 4. Where he made it like a prison with guards. So now who is this Jonah here? Jonah. He has to be here. He's got to be this guy here. But it doesn't tell us who he is. Brought him to Jonah. We don't know who this guy is. Brought him to his captain. That makes more sense now. We have to introduce who he is to have the authority to assign the guards and make his house like a prison. Okay, I better save all that before I don't. Okay, now I think I've got the story. But this is going to be a piece someplace else because I got it figured out now that this is here and not put him in. Okay. Perfect. It took a while. Let's see, how much more do I have to go? This is the last little group. Gave a commandment. Then they gave a command. They would be the guards of the gates, the guards that are on the wall. I'm just trying to imagine what's going on, because when I'm saying a captain, it's not like a captain of this army. Could be, maybe it's commander. Maybe it's the commander. I think it would be better as a commander. Now that would, he's got the authority to do a whole lot more than a captain. And to die, he was prophesying against his commanders are going to die, or commanding that there was going to be a war and a lot of people are going to die. So that, I think, is even better. Gave a command for Jeremiah I guess I gotta, I don't like the word committed. Courtyard's guardhouse. That would be on his courtyard, his guard's house. So we're starting to get more information about the king's bingo, like that. And to make it a 3 verse, then Zedek gave a command to place Jeremiah to lock in, yeah, that's getting smoother, in the courtyard's guardhouse. In his, we need that. Then people don't guess at work what courtyard, his courtyard's guardhouse. and gave my loaf daily from the baker's street, until all, well, so Jeremiah remained. I'll use this. So Jeremiah remained in his courtyard's guardhouse. Now this, I'm seeing I got a double space here, a double space above. So this is just, this I don't think is needed. And this can't be needed then. And this wasn't here. That is separate. This needs a verse below it. Now this verse could be said as, so Jeremiah remained in the courtyard of the guardhouse until our ending, which means the ruling of Judah is ended, and they are no longer as a people known as, they're now Babylonians. Okay. Some of that was fun, some of that wasn't, but it sure explains what I've been saying to people a long time now. It took till 37 because I had to explain where he was at and where the differences was. Oh, what a day. But I'm hoping to do a few more here today. Got to start getting through them a little bit. If I do too much, my hands hurt. And because I'm doing a lot of work on the computer here with the mouse. So I've been trying to do as much as I can with my left hand. Try this one here. Yeah, it took care of a little bit, some of this. Oh, this is 2. This was so far away that this was different. Or there was missing text of what was to be said. I guess I can keep the word say, because this is the prophecy he's going to say, but you are to say. Okay. And this. Now, this is the story that started making me go crazy. Yeah, I have to go backwards here. That would have been a group. This would have been this. This would have been. And then this. Okay, but that's complete story though. It's good to have a complete story with a lot. And that's what's so unique when the formats are found. So, in fact, this would be like a continuing of how we got from one place to the other. So, this would be 2. This would be 1. This would be 2. Oh, this is the stuff that if I get rid of this, so that's yellow. And then I want to, this is just for me for notes. This and this will go together. And then that is 1. And then now, being it's a guardhouse, he's under guard. Make sure you remember that, everybody, just to say what's going on. But that was pretty good for the day. Finally got the story that I've been saying, that he was in one place and goes to another. I got to really remember that chapter. What is that chapter? 37. I don't think I'll remember it, but it should be remembered by me, because I've told so many people. And I know I got to just stop talking here and